What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we are filming early in the day again because we are going to be doing a full day wear test on a brand new foundation. I don't typically do a lot of like completely dedicated foundation reviews on my channel. Normally when I review foundations, I'll put them in like a full face first impressions of a bunch of new products and review it that way. But this foundation is honestly probably like one of the most hyped up foundation I have seen in a while. So I was like, okay, it deserves its own review, a full day wear test. So that's what we're gonna do today with the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. Everybody seems to be talking about this, so I had to get it. So we're gonna apply it together today. I'll give you my first impressions and I'll wear it throughout the whole day and give you guys check-ins to see how it wears and see if it is actually worth the price tag, because people are hyping this up like this is the best foundation they've like ever used, but it is not cheap. So I'm gonna put it to the test and let you guys know if it is worth your hard-earned money. So without further ado, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And let's go ahead and get started. All right, I zoomed you guys all the way in so you can really see what's going on and what's happening with the foundation. Before we jump into applying, I do just want to give you guys a little background on the foundation. This is what the outer box looks like. I got it in shade 4 neutral. Hopefully that works. It was $44, which is, I believe, what all of Charlotte Tilbury's foundations cost. So this is what the actual bottle looks like when you take it out of the packaging. It is really pretty. Foundation is a category I'm willing to spend a little bit more on if I really think that it's going to make my skin look amazing. So we're definitely going to see if it actually does that. Basically what this product is supposed to do is it's supposed to blur and perfect your skin while still looking like skin, which is why it is called the Beautiful Skin Foundation. It has a natural glowy finish. It's supposed to make your skin look hydrated, plump, and brighter, and it comes in 30 different shades. And it is supposed to be a medium to buildable coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead in and apply it. I did already prime my skin. I used the Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury because I figured I might as well use another Charlotte Tilbury product. If you don't have that, a good dupe is the L'Oreal Lumique Lotion. They work very similarly and just kind of give your skin a little bit of a glow before you go in with a foundation. So has a pump top like this. It kind of reminds me very similar packaging to the It Cosmetics CC cream. It's like almost the same thing. Like obviously this one's gold and stuff, but the packaging itself is pretty much the same. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a sponge on one side of my face and a brush on the other side of my face. I'm more of a sponge girl, but I know some of y'all like brushes, so I'm gonna do both for you. We'll see which way it applies better. So I'm gonna do the sponge first. I'm gonna apply one pump to my sponge. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to go in on my skin. This might be a little light in comparison with my neck, but I think it'll be okay. We will make it work. Ooh, I really like the finish. It looks very glowy and pretty, and it's blending out super easily. Bring a little on the forehead as well. Definitely a lighter coverage though. Like that did take away a lot of my redness and stuff. You guys can see on this side, obviously it just has primer. The redness is a lot more apparent. This definitely blurred it out, but it's definitely giving me like light to medium coverage, I would say. And it feels very comfortable on the skin. So that is one pump on this side of my face. So I'm gonna go in on the other side now with an additional pump and we'll use a brush to blend it. Maybe that'll give us a little more coverage. Just gonna kind of go in with my finger. It has a slight fragrance to it, which I typically prefer my foundations to be unscented. It's not like super overbearing. It's not gonna be like a Huda Beauty foundation or something like that. Like those always have a lot of fragrance, but there is a slight fragrance in this. So if you're sensitive to that, just something to note. Kind of going in and buffing this out. Okay, I am definitely getting more coverage with the brush. I will absolutely give it that. I just always prefer to blend with the sponge. The brush is definitely giving me more coverage, which I like. Like I would say this is a good medium coverage and really covered up any of my problems. And I use the same amount of product, just a different tool. This is just the Tarte, I think H2O like foundation brush. And if you see, it just has such a pretty sheen to it. Like it's not super, super glowy, but it definitely does have a glow to it and looks so pretty. So, I mean, you guys know I'm gonna be a tough critic because $44 isn't cheap. So unless I really think it's worth the $44, I'm not gonna tell you that it's great. But so far, I really like this. Like I think it looks beautiful on my skin. Obviously we have to see how it lasts though, because that is a huge part of whether or not a foundation is worth the money or not. So many foundations look great when they're first put on and then they end up looking horrible as the day goes on. So that is just one thing to note. What I'm gonna do now on this other side where we went in with the sponge originally, where I have a little less coverage, I'm gonna go in with like a half pump over there and build it up and just see how the product builds, because it does claim to be buildable. So I'm going in with about another half pump. I'm gonna go on top and see if it builds and how that looks. It's just like morphing into the skin which is really, really nice. Like it blends really flawlessly and it really does look like skin. Okay, so it did actually build up nicely. Now I would say probably both sides are similar as far as coverage goes. Just need to use a little bit more if you plan on blending with the sponge. One thing I will say as far as shade goes, I think I might need a little bit of a different shade. I did get 4 neutral and I think this is pulling a little too like, it almost has a little bit of a gray cast to it, the shade on my skin. So I think I might need a different shade. So I can definitely purchase a different shade of this, but I will say the shade is a little off for me. But as far as the formulation and how the foundation actually looks, it's beautiful. I mean, I have to say it really is stunning on the skin. And I love glowy products, but I get scared of them a lot because I have a lot of texture on my face, and typically more glowy products emphasize texture a lot more than like a more mattifying product would do. But I really don't think that this emphasizes my texture any more than any other product that I would have used. Like it's definitely less than other glowy products that I've used in the past. So I definitely really like that. It has a way of, even though it's glowy, still kind of blurring out the skin at the same time instead of emphasizing those areas that you don't want it to emphasize. So far, I really like it, but again, we really have to see because glowy foundations can turn into an absolute mess as far as wear tests go. So we're definitely gonna wear this all day. I started filming earlier in the morning today so that we could wear it for a long time. It's just after 11:15 right now in the morning, so I will wear it all day long for you guys and periodically check in with you. I'll show you guys real quick just the rest of my makeup that I'm doing. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. So this is like the little more dewy one, and just apply a little bit of that to the under eyes. I'm just kind of hanging around today, so I'm just gonna do a more natural look, you know, for me. So I'm just gonna blend that out, and I am gonna go in and set with a powder because I always use a powder with any foundation, even if it's a glowy foundation. I do typically set them, so I wanna see how it lasts when it's set. So I'm just gonna blend this out real quick. I will say too with the fragrance, because Charlotte Tilbury has that other, it's the Airbrush Finish, I think it's called, foundation that's in like the glass bottle. That one is significantly more scented than this one is, so this one is definitely less scented than that one. I like that foundation, but I rarely use it because I don't like the scent. And this one is significantly less. This is just so pretty. Like, I have to go and like get a shade that's gonna work for me better like today because I'm scared this is gonna like sell out and you're not gonna be able to find it like every other Charlotte Tilbury product has been doing recently. Whew. All right, setting the under eyes. I'm just gonna lightly powder the face. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm using a little bit of the translucent Laura Mercier. This is the honey one though, so it's like slightly tinted. Just to set, only a very little bit of this, just so that the product doesn't move around the face. It did feel as though it's set down, but it obviously still does have that glowy look to it, so it's not going to ever completely just like set down to a matte because that's not the type of foundation it is. So I still feel like we have a glow like through that powder though. And then I'm just gonna pop on a little bronzer. This one's from Physicians Formula, just to bronze up the cheeks a little bit. And that'll be it for my makeup today. And we're just gonna see how this complexion lasts. All right, that is that. I'm gonna continue throughout my day and I will check in with you guys and see you in a little bit. Hey guys, so it is just after 2:30 in the afternoon right now. I wanted to give you a little check-in. I'm standing in front of a big window so you guys could get like a natural daylight look at the foundation. I would go outside, but it's literally like 10 degrees outside and starting to drizzle. So the window will do for today, but I still feel like the foundation is looking really, really nice on the skin and wearing well. It is settling slightly into some fine lines that I have on my forehead, if you guys can see. Some foundations do that on me, not all of them, so I don't love that. Aside from that, I do think that it's wearing really, really well. I like that it keeps that glowy look. Even though it is set with a powder, you still do get that like glowy, hydrated look to your skin. So I do like that. I've only been wearing it for about 4 hours though. I want to wear this for like at least 8 or 10 hours, so I'm going to continue wearing it throughout the day, and I will see you guys later tonight to give you my final thoughts. Hello, you guys. So it is just about 11:30 at night, so I have almost been wearing this foundation for about 12 hours now. So I'm ready to take it off, get ready for bed. I am tired, but I always like to wear the foundation for as long as possible because I know a lot of you guys have long hours or you work really long shifts and you really want to see how the foundations wear. So I am here with my final check-in. Honestly, I think this foundation wore beautifully on my skin throughout the day. Obviously, you can tell that I have been wearing this foundation for quite a while, but I think overall it wore very nicely and very evenly on my skin, which is really nice. It didn't become patchy or come off in weird spots. I did also have to run a couple errands today, so I was wearing a mask for probably about an hour while I was out, and I feel like it actually lasted pretty well, like this lower part of my face underneath the mask. You can see a little bit like in where I have bronzer, like where the straps of my mask were, but aside from that, I feel like it actually wore better than a lot of other foundations I have. So I did definitely really like that as well, and I still think it looks really nice on my skin. It did settle kind of around my nose. It looks a little weird, like it settled kind of into the crevices around my nose and kind of came off on like the tip of my nose. Again, I think that's because I had the mask on. I haven't touched anything up all day, but that's really the only area of concern that I noticed. Overall, I think it lasted really, really nicely on my skin. It continued to feel very nice and very lightweight on my skin as well. Although the product itself has a thicker feel to it, I would say it's a similar consistency to like the IT Cosmetics CC cream, which is interesting because they are in very similar packaging as well. It's almost like a cream, thicker consistency, but it does not feel heavy at all on the skin. Feels super lightweight, kept my skin feeling hydrated throughout the day. My skin does not feel dry at all. I do have dry skin, so if you have like super oily skin, I can't necessarily speak to how exactly it's going to wear on you throughout the day, but I would say if you have dry to normal skin, this is definitely a foundation that's gonna wear really nicely on your skin, look really nice throughout the day, and not make you dry or cakey, and really look very pretty. So I honestly am very, very impressed with this foundation. Again, for $44, if I didn't really think it was good or worth the $44, I would tell you guys, but I really do think this is worth the hype. I think it looks really nice on the skin. It is absolutely something that I will continue to use. I do, like I said, want to go and grab a different shade. I think the shade for me is a little bit off, but overall definitely a product that I really did like and really did impress me. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury, like 2021 was like the year of, her brand has always been around and I'm sure they've always had really good products, but 2021 for me personally was the first year I ever tried anything from them, and their stuff really is so good. They make a lot of really good products, and this foundation is definitely one that I will continue to use. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you gonna pick this up? Are you gonna skip on it? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.